Only, then what remains? Only her violent heart and passionate will were pushed in front to meet the immutable doom. So she is now simply going by her passion, by her vital force, but it's not sufficient. Defenseless, nude, bound to her human lot, they had no means to act, no way to save. This she controlled. So even these passions she controls. See, this is something absolutely remarkable. A young girl who is in the company of her lover and she is swaying between love and grief constantly. She can control herself fully, totally. She can remain calm, still, sweet, all around. Nothing was shown outside. She was still to them the child they knew and loved. So all the people, yes, sweet Savitri, loving girl, that is all they knew of her. She was still to them the child they knew and loved. The sorrowing woman, they saw not within, that within she is sorrowing constantly, they have no idea. Her outward activities, her face does not reflect what is going on within her. The sorrowing woman, they saw not within. Now, the sorrowing woman, they saw not within. That within is Savitri. Within no Savitri, not within of them. This within, of course, the way in which the poet has put, it could mean both, you see. That they had no way of entering within to see what this woman is. At the same time, they don't know what is happening within Savitri. So, you see, the way the poetry goes here, all in one single sentence, everything is there. See. No change was in her beautiful motions seen. A worshipped empress, all once white to serve. Yes, she was a princess, a royal girl living in a palace, servants, everybody attending on her. White, they were competing to serve her. Madam, madam, see, darling, all the while. But now she has to do all the daily work herself, you see. She made herself the diligent serf of all, not spared the labor of broom and jar and well, or close gentle tending, or to heat the fire of altar and kitchen, no slight task allowed to others that her woman's strength might do. So she would do whatever she could do. In all her acts, a strange divinity shone. This is the most remarkable thing about Savitri. She is doing all these common daily activities, but not the way we humans do. In all her actions, there is strange divinity shone. I gave the last time the example of Mother Durga, see, visiting Savitri. In all her acts, strange divinity shone. This is what we are seeing now just now. In all her acts, a strange divinity shone. Into a simplest moment, she could bring a oneness with Earth's glowing robe of light, a lifting up of common acts by love. Now, he is describing a strange divinity. What is a strange divinity? Into simplest moment, she could bring oneness. In all her activity, everybody, trees, flowers, mountains, rivers, people all around, they are all made of him. That oneness, it is that she is seeing everywhere. A oneness with us, glowing robe of light. They are bright. That is what she sees now. A lifting up of common acts by love. That is the strange divinity Savitri can impart. See, we do all our activities, but I don't think we can really lift anything to this level at all. All love was hers, and it's one heavenly God bound all to all. That is the strange divinity. It is that which is shining in her. Bound all to all. This is the present passage. Now, there are some examples of this strange divinity. 94.4. Spirits of a celestial source aware, Savitri's condition, descended into earth's imperfect mold and wept not, fallen to mortality. The birth of Savitri, you see. Savitri comes down here, a spirit of a celestial source aware. She is constantly aware from where she is coming. Descended into earth's imperfect mold, she has taken human condition and wept not, fallen to mortality, but looked on all with large and tranquil eyes. Even as a child, this is what Savitri is. One had returned from the transcendent plane. Savitri had come from the transcendent, returned. She keeps on coming from the transcendent plane. And bore anew the load of mortal breath. This is what we are seeing now here, Savitri's condition, you see. Swaying back and forth, you see. Mortal breath, who had striven of old with our darkness and our pain. She took again her divine unfinished task. You see, strange divinity shone, survivor of death and eonic years. Once more, with a fathomless heart, she fronted time. This is what we got seen now here, fronted time. Again there was renewed, again revealed the ancient closeness by earth vision veiled, the secret contact broken off in time, a consanguinity of earth and heaven between the human portion toiling here and an as yet unborn and limitless fool. And there is another passage here, 94.10. Same. Always she drives the souls to new attempt. Always her magical infinitude forces to aspire the inert brute element. As one who has all infinity to will, she scatters the seed of eternal strength on half animate and crumbling mold, plants heaven's delight in the heart's passionate mire. Pours Godhead seeking into a bare breast frame, hides immortality in a mask of death, hides immortality in a mask of death. Once more, that will put on an earthly shape. That is the birth of Savitri, upcoming of Savitri. Even when she bent to meet earth's intimacies, her spirit kept the stature of the gods. She is doing all the dealing acts, but her spirit keeps the stature of the gods. A strange divinity always shone in her. It stopped but was not lost in matter's reign. A world translated was her gleaming mind, and marvel mooned bright crowding fantasies, fed with spiritual sustenance of dream, the ideal goddess in her house of gold. Outlined in the sincerity of that ray, her springing childlike thoughts were richly turned into luminous patterns of her soul's deep truth. And from her eyes she cast another look on all around her than man's ignorant view. You see, this is absolutely appropriate to what we are doing just now, you see. What we are doing. This is a child she is talking about. All objects were to her shapes of living self, and she pursued a message from her kin in each awakening touch of outward thing. Each was a symbol power, A vivid flash in the circuit of infinity's half-grown. Nothing was alien to inanimate, nothing without its meaning or its call. Only her violent heart and passionate will were pushed in front to meet the immutable doom. Defenseless, nude, bound to her human lot, they had no means to act. In all her acts, a strange divinity shone, all love, etc. But, well, she is there, still human. Savitri is still human, you see. But when her grief to the surface pressed too close, these things, once gracious adjuncts of her joy, seemed meaningless to her. Yes, who are these people? How are they going to help me? These birds, these rivers, these mountains, these trees, of what value they are to me? When her grief comes out fully, you see. When her grief to the surface pressed too close, these things, once gracious adjuncts of joy, companions of joy and all that, they lose their meaning, their worth, their content. Always behind this strange divided life. So this is the condition of Savitri, a divided life. This seesaw game is going on constantly in her soul. Her spirit, like a sea of living fire, possessed her lover, and to his body clung one locked embrace to guard his threatened mate. She wants to hold him and protect him in her embrace constantly. Locked embrace, threatened mate. Yeah. All night she wove through the slow, silent hours. So this man is sleeping, but Savitri is all the while awake, you see. Our brooding on the treasure of his bosom and fame hung over the sleep-bound beauty of his brow, or laid a burning cheek upon his feet. This is a typical Indian picture. The Westerner will not be able to appreciate it. Laid her burning cheek upon his feet. Savitri is passionate. This man is sleeping, but what is she doing? She is keeping her cheek pressed against his feet. Against his feet, you see. That is what we call in the Indian Bhakti language the Vaishnavi Bhava. The Vaishnavi, the devotee of Vishnu. She is a female, therefore Vaishnavi Bhava, feeling, essence. So she is really expressing the Vaishnavi Bhava while pressing her cheek against his feet. This man is sleeping, but this is absolutely Indian. I mean, don't ask her. It is so. Or laid her burning cheek upon his feet. Waking at morn, her lips endlessly clung to his. Well, this of course you can understand. Unwilling ever to suffer it again, or lose that honeyed drain of lingering joy, unwilling to lose his body from her breast, the warm, inadequate sign that love must use. So these are the physical signs of true love, of the real love. Ignorant of the poverty of time, her passion catching at the fugitive hour, wailed the expense of centuries in one day. Yes, all that the centuries of my companionship with him give me, that I want now in one day. The centuries of their companionship, that joy she would like to get all that joy in one day. Wailed the expense of centuries in one day of prodigal love and the surf of ecstasy. Or else she strove even in mortal time, again in mortal time, human time, to build a little room of timelessness. That joy, that union, that happiness, that love, it is that which will make that moment of joy, of that love, that happiness, immortal, timeless. They are together for a moment, but that intensity of the love, of the passion, of the union is that it can become timeless. To build a little room for timelessness by the deep union of two human lives, her soul secluded, shut into his soul. After all was given, she demanded still. Yes, Satyavan is pouring himself into her, but she said, give me more, give me more, give me more of love. After all was given, she demanded still, even by strong embrace, unsatisfied, she longed to cry, oh tender Satyavan, he is embracing her with all the strength in him, but for her, that is a tender Satyavan, because that embrace is not going to satisfy her fully, you see. Oh tender Satyavan, oh lover of my soul, give more of love while yet thou canst. To her thou lovest. See, the yogi can be really very erotic, very poetic, very beautiful, but see the way, the dispassionate manner in which the whole description comes out. There is no tinge of eroticism at all in affair. See. As I told you last time, you can see the difference between what we have here and what we have in Lady Chatterley's lover. You see, what a contrast.